Every day we breathe without thinking, trusting that the air around us is safe. But what if the very air we depend on is slowly harming us?
A local environment group flags the hazardous air pollution levels.
Very unhealthy air quality levels have been recorded in Quezon City.
Pagka mahina po ang baga natin, hindi tayo magkaroon ng difficulty of breathing, pagkahirap sa pagkahinga.
Of more than 7 million premature deaths every year, every single year.
According to UNICEF, 8.1 million people died in the year 2021 due to air pollution. Right now, as you are watching this, you are breathing 12 times a minute, 700 times an hour, 17,000 times today alone. The air that fills your lungs carries more than oxygen. Metro Manila, the center for business, education, and opportunity in the Philippines. A city that never stops moving, never stops growing, and never stops breathing. This is the story of the air we cannot see, cannot escape, and can no longer ignore. Air. We cannot see it. We cannot hold it. Yet without it, life ceases to exist in minutes. Scientifically, it is a blend of nitrogen, oxygen, and trace gases. But beyond science, air is something far more profound.
Gusto ko talaga, diyan mo maranasan talaga yung hingal.
Pag naglalakad ka, dito lalo na sa latex or sa nararamdaman mo yung init, lalo na yung pollution dahil sa kakulangan ng trees or plants.
Time na kinakailangan ko mag-jeep. And also, pag maglalakad ako from dun sa galing sa overpass, papunta dito, nahihirapan akong huminga.
Public transportation like jeepneys remain one of the most accessible ways to travel. Affordable, familiar, and deeply woven into Filipino daily life. While they help people reach their destination, they also leave something behind. Black smoke pours from aging exhaust pipes, mixing into the air that pedestrians, commuters, and children breathe on the sidewalk. And it does not stop there. A lit cigarette or a cloud of vape smoke on the sidewalk adds benzene, formaldehyde, and toxic aerosols to the air around every person nearby.
Sa mga sa mga naninigaryo talaga, parang nakakatulong sa amin sa mga stress ganun.
So kahit nakakadagdag po to sa pollution sa akin.
Wala tayong magagawa, ganun talaga, hindi matatanggal ang bisyo eh.
This is daily life in the city. This is the air of Metro Manila. And somewhere in this rush, in this noise, in this smoke, a question lingers in every breath. How much damage have we already done? And how much more are we willing to accept? April 25, 2026.
Sumiklang po ang sunog sa Commonwealth Market sa Quezon City.
2:32 in the morning. While most of Quezon City slept, Commonwealth Market was already burning.
Siyempre, mahirap. Tulala, nanginginayang, saan kami lilipat?
What began as a flicker among the food stalls,
Paano kami mag-uumpisa?
vendors say became something more no one could stop. We entered Commonwealth Market after the fire was declared out. And the first thing that hit us before we even saw the full damage was the smell. It was overwhelming. The kind of smell that stops you in your tracks and make your eyes water before you can even take a second breath. We needed masks just to go inside. And even with them on, it was not enough. The air inside that market was not air anymore. It was something else entirely. The smell hits before anything else, thick, acrid, and deeply wrong. It's the smell of burning plastic from melted cell phone casings to charred packaging. Everything you see in our footage, the blackened stalls, the melted goods, the ash-covered floors, all of it was still releasing that smell. The fire may have been out, but the air inside Commonwealth Market that day was still burning us from the inside. On the other side of Metro Manila, was the Navotas Sanitary Landfill, a 40-hectare island of waste sitting at the edge of Metro Manila, for years the destination of the city's garbage. Within days, satellite imaging from the Philippine Space Agency confirmed that over 70% of the entire landfill had already burned. The smoke did not stay in Navotas. It spread across Metro Manila, into Bulacan, and as far as Bataan. Air quality index readings in Navotas and surrounding areas surged past 150, meaning every single person in the affected area, regardless of age or health, was at risk. In Quezon City alone, air quality reached levels classified as very unhealthy. Around 500 residents from nearby islands were evacuated.
Siyempre po yung like yung paghinga ng mga tsaka yun nga, yung pag namamangka ka, siyempre hindi mo masyadong makikita yung dinada.
Nahihirapan na po kaming lumabas kasi di po namin naman mangyayari sa amin kung sakaling makalanghap kami ng usok na to.
Researchers from Ateneo School of Medicine and Public Health warned that the standard air quality sensors were not even capturing the full picture. The real danger, they said, was likely far worse than the numbers showed. And the fire did not stop when the flames went out. Landfill fires burn underground silently, invisibly continuing to release toxic gases long after the surface looked calm. And then we saw something that stopped us completely. The water is already at risk of contamination from landfill. Polluted water draining from decades of decomposed waste mixing into the bay. Beneath the surface, chemicals. And yet, they swam. Not because they did not care, but because they had nowhere else to go. Because for communities living beside this landfill, that water was their norm. That smoke was their sky. That air was simply the air they breathe. Air pollution is not just an environmental issue. It is a public health concern felt in the lungs of every child who walks to school along a busy road.
Hindi pumapasok sa mga eskwelahan or mga university kasi sila yung mga tao talagang nagko-commute.
Diyan sa Commonwealth. Sobrang kitang-kita kasi yung fog, yung pinaka parang yung usok talaga ng mga sasakyan sa Commonwealth. Kaya masasabi kong ang lala.
Kap natin yung yung usok ng buga nung tambucha nila. Syempre, nakaka-apekto to sa pang-araw-araw ko na dahil bilang commuter, lalanghap o naaamoy ko yung usok. Tapos nakakasama siya sa health ko kasi pwedeng maapektuhan yung respiratory system ko.
In the chest of every vendor who spends 12 hours breathing in traffic fumes. In the body of every person who had no mask when the smoke came. It does not discriminate. It does not wait. And it does not announce itself. It is simply there in every breath, quietly doing its damage. Habang dumarami ang mga sasakyan, habang lumalago ang ekonomiya, kailangan din nating pangalagaan ang hangin na ating nalalanghap. We came to these cities looking for stories about air pollution. What we found instead were ordinary people living inside those stories every single day. They are the cause of a problem we have chosen to ignore for too long. Clean air means a healthier future for every child who deserves to grow up breathing safely. For every family who deserves a city that does not poison them quietly. For every Filipino who has never had the luxury of choosing the air they breathe. The solution will not come from one person, one law, or one documentary. It will come from all of us choosing to see what we have spent too long pretending was invisible. The air is not just around us, it is inside us, and it is time we started treating it that way. Every breath is a choice the world makes for you. It is time we demand for the better.